One.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another hot topic on He Say, She Say with your girl, CoCo J.
And your boy, the Hood, Howard Stern. Definitely holding it down and lovely to be in the place to be on the MIC with the COC. OJ.
No.
Okay, no, it didn't.
No.
No. Hey, back in the day, shit, you couldn't tell me nothing, though. Back in the day, I was doing my thing.
All right, Q-Tip.
Hey, see, you even remember. That's how live I was. You didn't even go to school with me and you remember. That's what I'm talking about. I was famous. I was famous in my own head. Whatever. So anyway, welcome.
Right.
It's definitely Friday. Not Good Friday, but it is a Good Friday. And it's Social Media Friday, so don't forget if you got Twitter or Instagram, you can hit up both of us, all right? So you can hit up CoCo J at Hey It's CoCo J on Twitter and Instagram. And, of course, myself, Hood Howard Stern, on Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget, if you got Facebook, to check out our radio show page, He Say, She Say. All right, so thank you for the love. And also, if you're on eblockradio.com right now, don't forget you can always call in 760-283-4647. But anyway, welcome. It's Friday. So, CoCo J, what's up with you?
Let's see. Nothing much. It's, I would call it Happy Friday.
Right.
The sun's shining, so the weather is okay. It's a little cool out. But,
a little cool? What's a little cool?
It's about in the 40s.
Okay. I thought it was raining there. Is it raining there?
It was. It's not anymore. It had been raining for the past couple of days, but it looks like we're going to get some more tomorrow from the.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, it said, if I'm not mistaken, weather and I'm talking about weather.
Weather.
Snow and rain. So,
damn, for real?
That's what it says, but hopefully they're wrong.
That sounds like Colorado, shit.
Right. But other than that, let's see. None of the kids been out. They on vacation. They go
okay,
back.
So your nerves are scattered. Okay.
You know what? Not that bad.
Not that bad?
Not that bad.
I don't think it's no such thing.
I can't say they're not, because then I'd really be telling a story.
Right.
They not that bad. My youngest one, he just went up to his dad's house. What was that? Yesterday? A couple days ago. So he'll probably be home tomorrow.
Okay.
So we ain't been doing too much. Enjoy Easter.
So how was Easter? Well, what went down? Because we haven't talked to America, or the world rather, since last week. So
Easter.
What went down?
I had my sisters over here and the kids. We enjoyed ourselves. I cooked. We had an Easter egg hunt for the kids, so it was cool. We had a good time together.
You know what? I never had it. All right, never mind. Because I ain't never had nothing, so it don't even, I guess it's funny to keep saying that shit. I never had an Easter egg hunt. No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what that's about. And we colored eggs, though. Nobody never looked for them, or we did no little what you call them, like little prizes and shit was fine at. No, we ain't never do all that.
Oh, okay.
Because I was deprived. You know what, man? I got to have a talk with my parents.
Yeah, you was deprived just a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, we did that. Of course, me and my little one did some eggs a few days before Easter, so we had fun doing that. But actually on Easter, I was feeling some kind of way for a minute, because that was the last, my brother had passed last Easter. Well, a week after Easter.
Right after, right.
But last Easter, 2015, we was all together over to my other sister's house, and kicked it and took pictures and stuff, and that was the last time we seen him alive, where we all was kicking it and stuff. So I felt I was feeling some kind of way this Easter, because it just felt strange. But anyway,
I can definitely understand.
Yeah, so we still had a good time. So I was glad they came. I was tired because I had been cooking all day. So.
Yeah, because that's how holidays are. Unfortunately, it always. And I don't know if it always happened like that, but it always feel like that you experience, losses near holidays and things like that. And I don't know if it's just because we associate the ones that do with the holidays, but it do always seem like is something always, something tragic going on near a holiday. And that's, sad to say, but it really feels like that sometimes. And I know there's a lot of people that can relate to that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's see. Other than that, what else been going on? Nothing much. Took the kids to the rec center the other day. They wanted to shoot around, play ball. So that's about it.
Yeah, so it's kind of chill week off from everything. So
yeah,
sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that time. I think a lot of moms especially can understand that. Fathers don't really, they don't really do nothing, as far as that goes.
Yeah, not unless that child stays with the father and the mother, just not in a picture or something. Yeah.
Even then. Daddy's making peanut butter and jelly sandwich and go play the game. Like, hey, you good? You good? Like all right. You ain't choking, right? Just drink some milk. All right. Then you go and play some video games.
So what's been going on with you in Hood, Howard Stern?
Shit, not much, man. I do the same thing every week. Of course, I did our radio show yesterday, E-Block Radio, which was a phenomenal episode yesterday. So don't forget, if you didn't check it out yesterday, you can go to the website after this show because you're listening to ours right now. But you just click on the home page. It'll take you to yesterday's E-Block Radio show, where we were talking about the prison system and the black community, something detrimental to our community. So it was a great show yesterday. I encourage everybody to check out that replay when you get a chance. But outside of that, man, just like we was talking about last week, just working on a new idea for a book. So I've been inching towards getting into that. So I started, and I've done some writing since, but of course, it's a process. So it takes a little time. But you know what I have been doing? Obviously, I always watch probably a lot of TV. But so I'm still excited. I'm still excited about Underground, man. And I've been watching the OJ thing too. Of course, everybody's been watching OJ, but that's a little different because I lived through it. Like I experienced it. I already know what happened.
Not everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, it's a popular thing,
Popular,
so yeah. So but Underground though, man, I can't stress this enough. Every time I get on the radio, I have to tell y'all, if you haven't seen Underground, then you must. Like it's not even a you should check that out. It's a must. I ain't even gonna say just as a black person in America, just as a human being, this is a must. This is a must see. All right. Anyway, so we'll leave that at that. But yeah, I checked that out, of course, this week too. But that's really about it. And it's April Fool's, and I haven't seen or played any April Fool's jokes, so I successfully, I can't even talk, successfully made it through April Fool's without terrible April Fool's jokes, because I hate those because they're so corny. But, I made it through. But, of course, it's the first of the month, so that also means that all the bills due. So I'm a little sad right now, but I'm trying to play it off like everything's okay, and really everything's not okay. It's bill day.
It's still okay. But it's still okay.
Bill days.
Hey, but you should still be okay because you got it to pay, right?
Right. Well, you live to pay another day, right? Right. I guess you could call it that.
So you should.
But I know you had something you wanted to say about one of the coaches in the area down there in Detroit. So I know we talked about it a little bit off air, but yeah, you wanna talk about that now? Shed a little light on that situation.
Yeah, it was just something that I seen on the news the other day about the basketball coach at trying to get the name of the school, A.L. Holmes Middle School in Detroit on the east side off of Van Dyke and Crane, I believe.
Yeah.
But anyways, this young coach, basketball coach, 28. He's being charged for first degree of criminal sexual conduct. Let's see.
First of all, before you even go any further on that, I didn't want to cut you off, but real quick, before you even go any further, whenever you say a coach and use those charges in the same sentence, you already know it's about to be a scary story. All right, so anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, he allegedly they saying 4 boys, but they're investigating 2 others. So I'm just gonna say a total of 6. 6 boys that was on the basketball team he was coaching. He's being charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct, 7 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct, 3 counts of child sexually abusive activity, 3 counts of using a computer to commit a crime, 3 counts of distributing sexually explicit matter to children, and 1 count of aggravated indecent exposure. Now, with that being said, that's terrible.
Like, now, first, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. So you said one of those was 7 counts, right? And currently is only allegedly 6 victims, right? So that means he did something more than once to one. Then if he got 7,
and they stated that they're sharing the story, hoping that if there are any other victims out there, that they come forward as well, because it may be more.
Man.
So he's now, when it first happened, he was on paid administrative leave, but now he's on unpaid administrative leave.
Right.
But that just goes to show you that you cannot trust anyone with your kids.
You know what? That's a tough thing to say, because, like,
you have to be careful. You have to be careful. I don't care if it's a basketball coach, hell, it can be a family member. You just have to be careful. And it's sad to think that, someone, your family member or someone like that will even think about touching these little kids, because I'm sure that these little kids looked up to this coach a little bit in some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so most players do.
Yeah, and I'm sure that even the little kids put their trust in this coach, and he just betrayed the kids' trust, the parents' trust. So it's like you just have to be careful. You got to be up on it. It's like nowadays you have to have that in your head. He might do this to my child. They might do that to my child. Unfortunately, you have to have that mentality a little bit in order for you to stay on top of it and being aware that shit can happen.
And and I definitely understand the importance of that. But then that makes it so much tougher, though. I mean, because and you have to be, because it's your child. But at the end of the day, it makes it so much tougher to make let me see how I want to say it, to make the environment relaxing. That's very tough to do when you have to be so on guard with things, and it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, it's like, how overprotective can you be? Because even some parents who are totally involved, completely immersed, these situations still occur, and it's almost like what's the word? It's almost like discouraging, because it's like you put so much effort into it, and then you have, you know what? I wish I could say this a nicer way, but then you have nasty motherfuckers like dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I couldn't think of another way to say it, so I just had to say it the way I know how to say it.
A perverted person like him.
Okay, there you go. All right. I didn't. You know what? I didn't want to make it politically correct. Now, mind you, right now, this is allegedly, right? So first of all, I don't want to incriminate anyone, especially on that tip, because that's some shit that no matter what happens, you're going to be remembered for that, especially as a coach. So I don't know if it happened for sure. So I'll say, journalistically, I'll say allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But
it says he was charged. Well, yeah, those are the charges that was brought against him.
Yeah, well, a lot of people get charges, and they don't stick.
They're still investigating, but those are the charges. Those are the yeah.
I mean, that's terrible, though. Like, so as a parent, so I'll ask you, real quick, and then we'll jump on our real subject. But as a parent, like, what do you think? Just for the people who are listening, because obviously we having a conversation tonight about parenting, and so I'm figuring there's a lot of parents listening. So while we're discussing this, what would be your advice Because you got boys who play basketball and stuff, and they have to deal with coaches. So like, what would be your advice to a parent who has to deal with multiple coaches? Like how do you deal with it? Like what do you suggest for parents to try to make sure nothing like this is going on?
I mean, with me, I try to it's communicating with your kids for one,
right.
because you ask, because I have asked my middle son. I mean, I have asked all my boys, because all of them have
coaches.
Right,
yeah.
they play ball, so
right.
It's half the time I sit there with them doing practices and stuff like that. But when
how the interaction is.
Yeah, but it's a few times that I've been asked my middle son, like, how was practice, and just talk to him and just see how his reaction is. And you have to pay attention to those kind of things and pick up little things like that.
Right.
And just let that coach, and then you have to also let that coach know that you just not some parent that you just gonna drop your kid off and you ain't trying to find out none, or
see, exactly, and that's one of the things I was gonna say too. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just can't. You have to show that coach that you are very involved and you communicate with him and with your child, and you there and all that stuff. So you better not even try no shit like that with me, because I'm gonna be in jail.
But there's so many that do that though.
Yeah, it is. It is, unfortunately. And nowadays you can't do it like that anymore. Back in the day, to be
honest with you too, is probably more prevalent. It's probably more prevalent in the inner city, only because sometimes I can't be discriminatory like that, but I mean, for the most part, a lot of inner city people either have a lot of jobs where they don't have the time to do it, or some parents, if you get offended by this, that probably means I'm talking about you. So devoting the whole show to.
Yeah.
Not just his situation, obviously.
Right,
but,
just period.
Yeah, just period. Yeah, just how you handle the people who care for your child, because at some point, just in life, there is going to be other people responsible for your kid. Like, that's just what it is, because nobody can spend 24/7 with their kid. Like, even if you at home, your child has to go to school, has to do some other stuff, unless you homeschool them. At some point, somebody else is responsible for your kids. So, that's a whole nother conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we go get off of that, because like I said, that could be a whole topic. But we'll shuffle it right along, and we'll jump off into our real topic. Do you want to take a commercial break, or you want to just dive right into it?
We can go ahead and do a commercial break. We haven't did it in a while.
I know, we didn't do the commercial break. Ain't nobody paying no bills. All right, we'll be back in a couple of minutes after this commercial break, but don't forget, if you've been checking us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, then you got to know what we're talking about, man. We're talking about the blended family. How do you handle parenting in a blended family? All right, we're going to look at a couple of different angles on this. All right, so the blended family is when you have your set of kids, the other person has their set of kids, then you come together. Now you're parenting together, but you still have other parents involved. So we want to see, how do you work that out? How do you handle it? I know there's a lot of people who are actually experiencing that. So, I mean, definitely give us a call, 760-283-4647, and hit that number 1 key if you're on eblockradio.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes, man. We go down to the ATL, Black Tie Photography, man. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Peace.
Witness the Black Tie experience. Black Tie Photography, servicing all of Metro Atlanta area. My name is Cedric Pitts, your photographer. Check out our website at www.blacktiepictures.com or like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Black Tie Pictures. Let me capture your professionalism in class, and you will have the ultimate black tie experience.
Yo, 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 it's your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis, producer of the livest cloud radio show on the planet, straight from the E Block Radio. Here to let you know that you can represent the radio show and your side of town with our very own t-shirt line, Pardon My East Side. You can get yours.
Hello, Hood Howard Stern. What's up with Pardon My West Side?
Oh, slow down, Miss CoCo J. Of course, we got the West Side covered too, so you can get Pardon My East Side or Pardon My West Side t-shirts. Only thing you got to do is go to the website, www.eblockradio.com, and get yours today. $20 for the fellas, $15 for the ladies. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well, Pardon My East Side. And we're back. Another episode of He Say, She Say. I guess I'm going to take over the show because CoCo J over here clearing her throat or something. Welcome everybody back to another episode, of course, of He Say, She Say. If you're just now checking in, we getting ready to jump off into the hot topic. If you're on eblockradio.com right now, you can hit us up, 760-283-4647, and hit that number one key. Tonight, we're talking about parenting in a blended family, all right? So as if parenting is not tough enough, you add in the blended family aspect, which basically adds in more parents. So I want to know, how do you handle it? And CoCo J actually seen a episode of one of the Steve Harvey shows where they were talking about this, and it was I think we alluded to it a couple of weeks ago about what you guys saw. So we actually devoted a whole show to this. So any parents out there or anybody who's not parents and you got something to chime in about that topic, make sure you hit us up, 760-283-4647, and hit that number one key. But CoCo J, what you say? How do you handle that parenting situation?
Well, first of all, I think it starts with you have to, as far as with the children, you have to have a relationship with the children. First off, now if I'm, for example, if I'm the new wife and I have my two, and I'm marrying, a dude who has two kids or may not even have any kids, and he just be stepfather to my kids. First of all, it starts off with a relationship. Not only a relationship with, the two adults, but the relationship with the kids as well. They have to be involved as well, because that will determine, well, not necessarily determine, but that will let you know way ahead of time before the marriage even happens if it's even going to work out,
right? Or
not necessarily work out, but just see if you're going to end up having issues, which I believe in the beginning, a blended family, they're going to have their issues. May not be serious, but it's still going to be some little issues, some little conflicts that that it's going to have to be straightened out anyway. But if everybody come together and try to make it work, and you sit down and have a conversation with the kids as two adults together with the kids, and see how they feeling, and how when explain it, especially if they're young, the children are young. You have to you have to go in more into detail to explain to them what's going on and blah this and blah that. So it all boils down to communication. For everybody, the custodial parent, the non-custodial parent. So it's just about communication. And once that communication happens, and if you see that y'all cannot be on the same page, or y'all not on the same page at that moment, then that's something you just have to work towards. Now, this non-custodial parent is giving you an issue, is going to continue to give you an issue. The only thing you can do as, the custodial parents, if the children live with you, is continue to try to work it out with the non-custodial parent. Now, she or he just still being, acting like an asshole, then it is not really too much you can do, but continue to still
basically not being cooperative.
Yeah, so, but you still need to continue to try to work it out as best way. You just still do your part as the parent, and make sure that you still have that relationship and that bond with those children as well, and make sure y'all are close, and just whatever other issues that may come about, communicate, talk it.
Right now. Right, so obviously, just like most, if not all relationships, I guess communication is the bottom line. Now, what happens when? Well, first of all, let me say this. I was watching the Love and Hip Hop New York reunion. I'm just saying.
Of course you was.
So, if anybody who's familiar with Love and Hip Hop, of course, Mendeecees went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Mendeecees went to jail. Mendeecees got about 50 kids. All right, let me quit messing around. He got a few kids, few baby mamas, right? You know what I'm saying? But he would always keep all his kids together. So he was like the glue to it. Like even though he had different baby mamas, he keep all his kids together. Now he's married right now. All right, so he's married to Yandy, and they got kids. Now the thing is that of course that's like the super blended family because all of these kids, not all of them, but you know, there's different sets who have different mothers. So you know, I think it's like three altogether, different mamas. I think. Don't quote me on that. But the thing is that Yandy is the wife, and I guess she kind of makes a lot of decisions, you know, involving the kids, apparently without consulting their mothers. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think about that? Because to a certain extent, if the children are living there with the father and his wife, at some point, like isn't it like let me see, what's the word I'm trying to look for? I mean, wouldn't you? I guess I can't think of a real word for it, but just wouldn't you think though that wife is going to make a lot of decisions concerning that child? Because if that child lives there, like what do I have to alert you of all the time if this child here and this is my husband? Like, oh, we getting him out of school early? Like, I gotta call you? Like, I don't get it. Like, what is it that I need to do as that parent? Because it's totally different when I feel like if y'all are married and the child lives there with you. I mean, what effort do I have to put forward to accommodate you?
Well, you know what? When it comes to a situation like that, no, I'm not. If I was in that situation, no, I'm not about to call the mother, the non-custodial, the mother, every move I make with the kids, although these are her kids, but your kids stay with me. So, right. I'm not gonna do it. She may have an attitude, but I'm not obligated to do it. Now, if your kids are sick, or they hurt themselves, or we have an issue in school, or some issue like that, then yes.
Right.
I'm going to call and I'm going to inform you of it, and we're going to sit down as a family and try to work this out. And not unless this woman is just ignorant as hell and don't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be to where she can be ignorant and just want to just chaos and crash. Or whine because I didn't call her, or the father didn't call her when we went to go get the kids from school early, or we about to go shopping or some stuff like that. That's just being petty, and that's being ignorant. And so as his wife, I'm not about to call you on every move. No.
Right.
And if you want to know every move, you're welcome to call your child. And yeah, especially if they're at that age. Now, if it's a little baby or whatever, you're still welcome to call as an adult and speak to the other adult.
Right.
Because you're the parent, we're both adults here, so you have an obligation as well.
Exactly.
So that would be doing a little bit too much. So
now, just kind of take a different angle on this. Obviously, we're looking to figure out how do you handle that parenting situation. Real quick, don't forget, if you're on eblockradio.com right now, you can hit us up 760-283-4647 and hit that number 1 key. But we're looking at how you handle that. So obviously the communication is the key, basically, not to sound cliche. But with that being said, I guess the thing happens now is how critical, or you know what you say, how critical is that relationship with that other parent and the new wife or husband? Like, how critical is that relationship? Because, and I ask that only because, at least on a woman's standpoint, it seems like that could be one of the worst barriers. Like, there's dudes out there like that too, though. Like, oh, she got this little weak ass husband, like, you know, like acting like that. No,
right.
but you know it happens, right?
Yeah.
So, but you know, sorry, I'm probably sexist, but I think that more women think that way about the new wife than dudes think about the new husband. But so with that being said, you say what?
I said you will be surprised. There's a lot of
you're probably right. There's a lot of sensitive dudes out there. Though. It probably is.
But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So how important is that? Or not even moreover than that, how important or whose obligation is that to try to mend that relationship if it is broken?
If the relationship between the wife and
the new wife and the mother of the child.
Well, you know what?
That's a tough one, though, right?
Well, you know what? Me personally, my opinion on that question is you have to have some kind of, not even a relationship, but just you have to be cordial. Because,
well, that's a relationship.
I mean, well, yeah, but when I say you don't have to kick it like y'all girls or nothing, and I'm just saying cordial to where when it comes to when it have dealings with a child, then you have to speak on it. You should want to speak on it, and try to, and instead of being ignorant about it with one another, because not only does that throw a wrench in the relationship with you two, but also the child sees it. They pick up that vibe between the step parent and their real parent, and it can make them feel some kind of way, and so they're torn in between. Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure no child want to be in the middle of none of that stuff. So
exactly.
When it comes to that, I'm not gonna say always you're gonna have a ignorant person, but sometimes you can run into you try to communicate with the other parent, and this other parent is acting ignorant as hell, and there's no way around it. So whose job to see if y'all can get along? It's I wouldn't even say it's the husband's job. If you know, I'm not gonna say it's his job. He can try to probably talk to his ex-wife or ex-woman or whatever to see what's going on, why she gotta put his wife through hell.
Right.
But it may work, and it may not work. So at that point, you still have to. It's like some people might have just give up. Like, you know what? I ain't about to deal with this chick because she's too ignorant for me. And then that's just if you get stuck right there, it's not gonna be right. It's like it's gonna always be some shit going on. And that can stress the entire household out.
Right, you already know it can.
Like, I don't even know. At that point, I don't even know what I would do. Like, I wouldn't know. I would have to be in that situation in order for me to say what I would do. So,
man, the crazy thing is though about that is how you said. I don't know. I think this is funny. How you said that. You know, maybe is the dude, responsibility to do that. And it's funny because I automatically thought about which one was that, 1 or 2? What's the name of that movie? The Tyler Perry shit. Not Why Did I Get Married? Is that it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, the one with my man, the dude that, man, Tasha Smith was his wife, and then he had the crazy baby mama. The Tyler Perry movie, Why Did I Get Married, right?
Oh, yeah. Why Did I Get Married? 2 or 1?
1 or 2, one of them. Anyway, they went through all of that shit, and, it wasn't ever resolved until he basically checked both of them. Because each of them was wrong in their own way about whatever was going on. So I think in that situation, the parent of that child who's in the new relationship is the one who's responsible for getting that together. And then sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're just dealing with an irrational person.
Right.
But if you can't get the situation together, ain't no way in the hell neither one of them gonna be able to do it. So if you can't get it together, then it's a wrap. Like, it's just gonna be one of those things.
But it's only so much that person will be able to do because we're talking about grown people here now.
Well,
so
yeah,
it's only so much that he or she will be able to do or say makes you to get that to work out in some kind of way or get it to where it's just cordial and that's it.
Right.
So it's like It'd be hard if it's nobody, if that other parent is not even trying to, because this parent might just have may have hostility about their relationship, how it ended, or and stuff like that, and he just holding on to that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they may be doing half the time they doing this shit intentionally to cause conflict because she don't want to see that home happy anyway.
Right.
Or he don't want to see that home happy anyway. So they might just be doing this shit intentionally just to be, just to be, throw the wrench in everything. So.
Right. I want to throw this in there real quick too. I was gonna ask you, like, this is a kind of a random question, but do you think that situations like that occur more often when? Let me see. I don't want to say it. Do those situations occur more often when the union of the original parents wasn't a marriage? You get what I'm saying?
No.
Like, do you think that those situations occur more often if dude just had a baby mama and then he married you? In contrast to if the dude was married with a child and then they got divorced and then he married again. Like, do you think that conflict happens more often when it was just a baby mama or when it was an ex-wife kind of thing? You know
okay,
what I'm
so let me understand. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So you're saying if I was just if I just had a baby, and he married somebody else, I don't understand I still don't get it. I'm sorry.
I'm saying that if the child was produced in something that really wasn't a relationship kind of thing, like, or the relationship was over, and then you move on and get married, like, do the conflict between the new wife and the baby mama happen more often than if that was his ex-wife and they, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
and they got divorced and he moved on.
I think it happens. I think it's about way the same. And with that question, it all depends on who you dealing with.
Right.
So it can be just a girlfriend, and you moved on from this girlfriend, and who y'all had a baby together. Y'all never got married, but just your baby mama, and you'd have moved on and got married and had a family with her. She could still be a drama, a baby mama drama situation because baby, that's what she wanted from you, a marriage, and not for you to go on and move on and go get married or any of that. So it can still cause the same conflict. Like I said, it all depends on what type of person you're dealing with.
Right. Okay, I understand. I was just trying to see it. You just kind of asked, did you think it was a correlation between the two? That's all, because and I just asked because it's a stigma, and for the single mothers out there, I apologize ahead of time. I say shit that y'all probably don't like, but it's a stigma that it's like you call it that, like that's baby mama shit, or she being a baby mama, that kind of thing. There's a stigma that comes with it. So like it's almost a stigma as if she's angry anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so does that carry into, do you think that carries more into a blended family aspect like that as opposed to a woman who was the ex-wife and, it didn't work out and they got a divorce? And I guess that's why I'm just trying to make the comparison. Because I think
No, I was just going to say, if it didn't work out and they got a divorce,
it could still be that same animosity, right?
It all depends on how it ended. Now, if it's something that ended sour as hell, then it's going to carry on into that person's next relationship or marriage because obviously that other person have not got over what went on with y'all two. So it can. Now, if y'all ended on good terms and stuff, then 9 times out of 10, y'all not gonna have that issue.
Right.
But if it ended like, now if you cheated on your wife or something, or or on your girlfriend with the person you married to, oh, you gonna catch hell all throughout. I'm just saying, for a minute you will.
Right.
So, like I said, once again, it all depends on who you're dealing with. And as far as with for the husband to try to nip it in the bud to try to get the two women to get along, some men feel that they don't have anything to do with that. Some men may feel that we gotta, the women have to work it out amongst themselves. But but then again, I think the man sometimes needs to step in. This is like you had, the man has to step in because he have kids by both of these women. So it's like, right. Of course he will want to see everybody getting along. But like I said, there's only so much you can do because we are grown. We're right. All grown. So
now, do you think it's different if you don't have kids with the new wife?
Not really.
No, it's the same thing.
No, you can do it's the same thing. Just because now, if the kids doesn't stay with y'all, they stay with the mother and the husband married a new wife, but the kids come over with the new wife and their dad, like for the weekend or something, or every other weekend, however it goes. It may cause issues. It may not cause issues, but 9 times out of 10, when it's that situation, it may not cause that much of an issue because they're only there the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Or it still may even cause as much chaos if the kids was staying there. It all I know I've said it plenty of times, but it all depends on the person.
On the person.
How
right.
ignorant that person want to be, how ignorant that person is.
Right.
So, and that sometimes the husband and sometimes the custodial parents, sometimes the parents of these children know how one another is. Right. So it's like, warn, give your person that you're with or your wife or husband that you're with, give them a warning sign, like she crazy or he crazy.
But who don't say that about their ex?
Right.
I mean, seriously, who don't say that?
I don't know, but I guess you got to break. I guess you.
Right.
I guess you have to break down crazy to them, like what you
right.
mean by she crazy.
Right. Because otherwise, everybody says that. So.
Right. Or just say she ignorant, or he ignorant, or some of that nature. But I'm sure if y'all had been together for a while before the marriage even occurred, she or he would have seen that already, because right. you just about know how they would react once it becomes a blended family. If you've been with this person for a minute anyway. Right. So you get to see that parent side and to see how they react to your relationship and when the kids coming over there, when they don't stay with y'all. And before exactly. y'all say I do. You get a vibe on how that goes and what you're about to get into.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just to, not to dwell too long on the Love and Hip Hop reunion, but when the mother of the child, the one outside, basically said that Yandy, which is the wife, oversteps her boundaries. What would you perceive as overstepping your boundaries as the new wife as opposed to the mother? Like, what would you classify as overstepping her boundaries? Like, what could she do that you would think like, hey, that's too much?
Now, if the non-custodial parent is, although the parents don't stay with the non-custodial parent and only visit them, but if they still have this relationship as far as communicating, I think overstepping my boundaries would, I would say if I decide, if the kids are at an age to where it's, you want to talk to them about sex or something like that. I wouldn't overstep that boundary. I would let the mother do that. And on the first conversation, or the father take care of that. But I wouldn't just throw myself in and let's talk about sex, baby. No, right. I'm not about to do it because that's
I don't think you would say it like that anyway, but
No, I wouldn't say it like that. The birds and the bees, of course.
Right, I don't think you would say it like that, period. But all right.
But that was one of the things that I would not overstep. Now, if the non-custodial parent wasn't just in that in the kid's life at all, to where they didn't have that kind of communication at all, then yes, that would be my job as a parent, as a step parent, me being in a family,
Exactly.
his or her stepmother. So yes, I would definitely do it. But if so that was one of them. Let me see, what else would be overstepping my boundaries if the parent was involved. That's the only thing I can kind of think of.
Probably about it.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, when the kid stays with you, they're gonna most likely come to you before and ask you questions first. You know what I'm saying? And and if I feel that's something that I shouldn't answer, or I'll just like, well, maybe you should ask your mother or your dad first on that.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you definitely have to, and it's not only about communication, but it's about respecting one another as well, because you have to respect one another. Everybody, all the adults that's involved have to respect one another, and you have to even respect the child, how they feel and their feelings and all of that. All that comes in play, communication and respect. Because if you don't have respect for one another, then the communication just not gonna be there at all. And and I'm talking about effective communication. I ain't talking about yelling and screaming and all that kind of shit. I'm talking about effective communication.
Hey, I was gonna say that's communication. Yelling and screaming, that's communication.
Yeah, that's not good. But you know what? I've been in a situation. We wasn't married, but we was together, and his daughter stayed with us for a few months because we stayed together.
Okay.
And she was younger. This was like some years ago. She was younger, and we was cool. Me and her mother would communicate, and it was cool. We never had an issue as far as when she stayed here, when she lived with me and her dad. Okay. And I mean, and because we communicated, you know what I'm saying. And some things, if I had a real issue with her, or she did something, I would tell her dad, and her dad would tell her mother, and they both just have a talk with her or something like that. But yeah, so that was. You
never got in a situation where you were actually kind of accused of overstepping your boundaries.
One time, now that
I think about it,
one time, but it was something real crazy, minor. Her daughter had never taken a shower.
Okay.
So I put her in the shower.
Yeah.
And of course, the mother had something to say.
But she was staying there though, right?
No, she wasn't staying with me at this time.
I was gonna say, so what was you supposed to do?
She wasn't staying with me at this time, but she was just over for the weekend. And I put her in the shower, and her mother felt some kind of way because I was the first person ever. That was the first shower she had ever taken. So I'm like, I still didn't get that part, but whatever.
I mean, maybe she wanted to share that moment of shower taking with her daughter.
Yeah, but you know what we didn't address? I know it's about that time to wrap it up. But as far as, do you feel that you have a parent, the new parent has a right to whoop a stepchild, if their parent is in the picture, other parents in the picture, to discipline that child?
I think so, but that's still an understanding that you have to have with that other parent. So because some parents just don't raise their kids like that, So their whole intention is that we're not doing the whooping thing.
Right.
So that's something that we need to have clear ahead of time.
And
now, if you just jump out and do it, then that could be perceived as overstepping your boundaries.
Yeah, and then I think it has to do. It plays a major role as far as what age the children are too. Because if she or he is 15, 16 years old,
and I'm gonna punch his ass. I ain't I'm punching his ass. He's just getting knocked out. Like, so even if another parent didn't do that, a dude on the street would do it to you. So I think it's admissible. I'm just saying, that's just me. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hey, on that note, man, we got it. We done talked it all the way to the end, man. We got to jump up out of here. But yeah, we didn't mention that, and that is something we could have covered earlier, but we was getting kind of deep into it, so we kind of got past that. But definitely, I think that's something that you need to have that conversation with the other parent, only because people's parenting, is different. So you don't want to take away from their parenting situation when they're not there, because you don't want to be like two totally different adversaries, because then kids pick up on that and then they start playing that against each other. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be the evil, the Dr. Evil over here, and then go to his mama's house and everything, cherries and ice cream. So like it's got to be an agreement, some kind of conversation now.
Yeah, I feel you.
Feel me?
Yep, I feel you.
Any last words before we jump up out of here and get ready for this weekend?
Nope. Just have a safe and blessed weekend. I'll holler at y'all next week Friday.
For sure, man. To beat them kids' ass. Hey, we're going to check y'all out next week, man. Make sure if you check this out late, you can check out the full show replay at www.eblockradio.com. All right, we up out here, man. It's your boy. This is Howard Stern. This is He Say, She Say, and the beautiful Miss CoCo J. We'll check y'all out next week, man. Have a what now?
Safe and blessed weekend. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.